Hello and welcome to the Album Man. And today I'm going to be doing something that, god damn, has this been stupidly late. My part 3 of HRH Prog Fest 2013, yes. You probably forgot there was meant to be another part, and so did I to an extent. Why has it been so long? Two things. Haven't really got round to it, I've been very busy. But the second reason, also just getting the photos together for it, was a bit of a pain. So yeah, now that I have those and I've found a bit of time, I'm going to be delivering my reviews of mostly Autumn, Hawkwind, and Martin Turner's Wishbone Ash. So 3 bands to finish this off, get it done and dusted. So, let's start with mostly Autumn, as they were, sort of before on the bill than the other two. So Mostly Autumn, if you don't know, are a female-fronted prog band formed in 1996, part of that sort of late 90s prog revival type scene, and features Olivia Sparnan, I think that's how you say it, on vocals, Brian Josh on lead guitar and vocals, Ian Jennings on keyboards, Anne-Marie Helder on flute and violin, Liam Davidson on rhythm guitar, Andy Smith on bass, and Gavin Griffiths on drums. And for the past 3 years, Olivia's been the lead vocalist, as she replaced their old vocalist who was with them for most of their career, Heather Finley, in 2010, as she wanted to concentrate on a solo project and family. And yeah, the lineup of this band seems to change constantly. Just look at the wiki page for it. Oh my god, it changes a lot. And it seems Brian Josh has really been the only constant member. He sings a few, on a few of the songs, just, bits and bobs, and yeah, the lead guitarist, lead songwriter, he is the main man in Mostly Autumn, to be honest. So, I'll tell you what they played. They played Distant Train, Unquiet Tears, Deep in Borrowdale, Evergreen, The Last Bright Light, Questioning Eyes, Heroes Never Die, and Tonight. So, I'll play you a little taste of Evergreen, so you get a, flavour of what this band's about. So yeah, that was Evergreen. I love that song so much. You wouldn't have got quite the full picture of it from that clip, but enough that you should definitely check it out. I recommend it highly. Anyway, yeah, so they pretty much played their 8 give or take best songs, including the delightfully enchanting Evergreen. I can't give this enough praise to the song. It's a true epic in every sense of the word, as Olivia's vocals soar and fly to such an extent that it really makes a shiver run down your spine before Brian Josh unleashes a solo that really shows that he is not a guitarist to be messed with. And this solo, it's a classic, to be honest, and echoes something like Comfortably Numb, and that's one of the highest compliments I can give any solo ever, quite frankly, to, almost rather than Comfortably Numb. But yeah, another song particularly stood out, a song I didn't particularly know. I really only know Ghost Moon Orchestra, their latest album, and just sort of a best of, really, because a lot of their albums are very, very expensive to get hold of. Please, Mostly Autumn, make remaster, or I don't know, re-release, or something, make your albums cheaper, because god damn, they are a pain to buy. Anyway, the song as I said, the song I didn't know that really stood out, Questioning Eyes, which I've now found out is a Breathing Space song, and Breathing Space were Olivia Sparnan's old band, and that's just a monster of sort of a ballad as well, just such a great song. The only small criticism I have is that I would have liked to have had a little bit more from Ghost Moon Orchestra, something like Tennyson Mansion, or something like that. Although they did play Unquiet Tears, which really is just a stellar song. So yes, stellar band, enjoyed them a lot. Okay, Hawkwind. Who are Hawkwinds? What do you mean, who are Hawkwinds? They are goddamn Hawkwind. The 70s progressive space rock band with a particularly famous ex-bassist and one of my favourite rockers of all time, Lemmy Kilmister. However, the most famous current member of Hawkwind, I would say, is probably Dave Brock, the lead guitarist. And the band consists of course, Dave Brock on guitar, Mr. Dibbs, yes, Mr. Dibbs on vocals, cello, violin and bass, Richard Chadwick on drums, Niall Hone on bass, Tim Blake on theremin and keyboard, and Dead Fred, what a great name, on keyboard. Okay, so I'll play a little bit of Masters of the Universe just to get up to date with great song. Now, I honestly am afraid I can't remember the entire set, or that much of it really. I can remember the odd thing they played, and it's not on Setlist FM, which is a fantastic website, I use it all the time. Unfortunately, but what I can tell you is that this was part of the Warrior on the Edge of Time tour, where they were meant to play the entire album of that 1975 album. It was the one after Hall of the Mountain Grill, the last one to feature Lemmy. And they decided not to actually play the whole album due to stage restrictions and not being able to have enough room for like their, I don't know, lighting and dancers and stuff. So they decided to play an assortment of classics instead, including my favourite of theirs, Masters of the Universe. And yes, how has the band performed? Well, I really like the vocals of Mr. Dibbs. I'd never heard him before, but I found that he fitted the old songs just like a glove, to be honest. And the intense, spacey atmosphere they created, it really filled the room. I mean, the sound was really high quality with them. The sound definitely improved throughout the day. And something I particularly liked was Tim Blake on the themin. Is it themin? I don't quite know how to say it. But God, is it one of the coolest instruments I've ever seen in my life. It's like, if you don't know what it is, it's like this sort of metal pole, and you move your hands towards it and like that, grab and stuff, and it changes the sounds. It like senses your hands and you can manipulate the sound. It's so cool. I so want to play one. It just looks so interesting. I'm dying to find somewhere where I could have a go. It looks so much fun. And yeah, they were definitely one of the highlights of the day for me. I mean, I love that type of space rock, and even though a lot of their songs, let's be quite frank, they sound fairly similar, and they just gave such a great atmosphere. I just love the performance, love the sounds, just, type of music I enjoy a lot, but not to everyone's taste, definitely. And yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say about it. A band I definitely recommend going to see. If you like them in the studio, even their classic stuff, then yeah, you like them live. So last but by no means least is Martin Turner's Wishbone Ash. So as you can probably guess by the name, Wishbone Ash is a bit like Queensryche at the moment, in the way that there's two incarnations of them, Wishbone Ash and Martin Turner's Wishbone Ash. So today we look at, of course, the bassist, co-vocalist and co-songwriter on Argus, one of progressive rock's greatest and most influential albums. And the band, of course, consists of Martin Turner on vocals and bass, shocker, Ray Hatfield on guitar, Danny Wilson on guitar, and Dave Wagstaff, weird name, on drums. So what did they play? They played The King Will Come, Why Don't We, Warrior, Prelude / In the Skin, Loreley, No Easy Road, Sometime World, Blowing Free, Standing in the Rain, and Jailbait. So I'll play you a little bit of Sometime World from the classic Argus. Sometime world pass me by again. Carry you, carry me. So yeah, that's Wishbone Ash. And yeah, as I said, the last one I saw, and one of the ones I was anticipating the most, because as I said before, Argus is one of my favourite prog albums of all time. And yeah, I mean, Martin Turner sure knows how to pick a crowd-pleasing set, as he played 5 songs from Argus, 4 out of the 7 from the main album, so practically the entire album, except not my favourite song. Weirdly, my favourite song on Argus, well, I suppose Sometime World and Leaf in the Stream, weirdly, is one of my absolute favourites, but he never plays Leaf in the Stream. No one ever plays Leaf in the Stream, but I love Leaf in the Stream. Weirdly, he didn't play Time Was. I thought he'd play that. Oh well. Yeah, and also played Jailbait, which is a bonus track on certainly the remaster I have. And yeah, unfortunately at the moment Argus is really the only thing of Wishbone Ash that I know. I mean, I definitely need to get some more. So anyway, the performances were impeccable all round, and it particularly made me realise how amazing a bassist Martin Turner is. I mean, he was playing some such amazing bass lines, I was just watching in awe. Seriously good bassist. Yeah, well, with the guitarists, I can't say I really knew what to expect. I mean, the original guitarists on Argus, Andy Powell and Ted Turner, are classic, phenomenal guitarists. And hard to live up to. But I mean, Ray and Danny, they sure do a good job as they alternated solos, and yeah, I mean, they played the stuff to a very high standard. Were they quite as good as Andy and Ted? No. But did I really expect them to be? No. They played the song still very well, and it really did sound like Wishbone Ash, which is what you want, especially with Martin Turner. And even the songs I didn't know, like Lorelei and Standing in the Rain, particularly, were fantastic songs, just really made me want to explore Wishbone Ash's vast back catalogue. And yeah, love their set, although my legs did feel like they would die throughout, as it had been such a long time standing up, and I did feel like I had contracted hypothermia, because god damn was it cold. I mean, yeah, it was cold. So anyway, that has been finally my review of Prog Fest for 2013. Prog Fest 2 will be in some place in Wales I can't pronounce, and don't have on the my screen, so I can't even really try and pronounce it. But yeah, it's somewhere in Wales. It's not in the extremely cold venue that it was this year. So anyway, this has been the Albman. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, as usual. Yeah, long live rock and roll.